Hey guys, how you doing? It's your girl, Dr. Trina, and I just wanted to talk to you guys really briefly in reference to some things that I've been going through. Many of us have been going through, especially with COVID, and things that we may have wanted to do, kind of being on pause. And I've been dealing with this even before pause, so I pray and hope that maybe something that I've gone through or that I'm dealing with will inspire and motivate you um, to be able to be everything that you need to be and fulfill destiny and purpose. So, right here on my T2 Talks, I'm going to take a couple minutes just to share with you guys something that's really near and dear to me and really understanding how to push past the pause. That's right, pushing past the pause. Sometimes in life you may be feeling like you're on pause and feeling like things have been stopped for you and you're wondering why. Why am I going through this? What's happening? Why do I feel like I just don't have the momentum that I used to have, or just the strength to do all the things that is in my heart to do, and feeling like you kind of been paused, like I am on a stop. I feel like things are breaking down, and I'm not able to do what I had planned to do. And I think it's really important, imperative for us. Whenever you're on a pause, if you're thinking about COVID, like nobody expected us to be in a situation. COVID was unheard of. We had no idea that we were going to be dealing with something that was going to literally stop us, keep us in the house. Some people lost their jobs. Some people weren't able to do their businesses. Some people weren't able to, do the normal things of going to restaurants. Right now my favorite places are closed, so we can't do what we call just time to entertain and have fun and fellowship. And so you got to be okay with the fact that you're going to have seasons where things may not be at the same speed or same frequency as it was before. And what do you do when it feels like everything around you has stopped? And so I think that's been one of the greatest challenges that many of us have faced during COVID, is that my normal routine is being stopped, my normal fun time is being stopped. And you have to take the opportunity to recognize that even in the midst of everything you're going through, that this too shall pass, that there's a season to everything, right? So if it's a season to everything, what am I supposed to be doing in this season, right? What am I supposed to be doing? It's happening for a reason. God is allowing this to happen for a reason. So I might as well try to find out what I could be doing during this season. So, for me, before COVID, I felt like things were on pause because I started a business in 2017, Bijou Fine Fashions. And of course, I was able to really do some great things. It started at the end of 17, so I was able to do some great things in 2018. And as we started coming towards the end of 18, had some additional injuries that I was already dealing with, and in my knees and my body, and I've been dealing with this for over 10 years. So I'm used to pushing, regardless of how I felt, what was happening. So that was my name. Push was my middle name. So I've been in the jewelry and fashion industry since I was 16 years old. So although I am doing this business very later on, I've been doing this for many years, starting a brand new business. So some people may be thinking, oh, I'm just starting. But I've been doing this for years. This fashion has been one of my passions since I was a very young lady. Again, in my teens, 16 years old, I started my first jewelry business and had my parents working with me. And I was an independent consultant doing jewelry, and I did it for such a long time. And then I handed the business over to them as I went away to college, and then came back to it after I got married, and was very, very successful in helping grow teams and help other people with their jewelry business, and being not just a wholesaler at that time, but also being an MLM person and a top producer in the jewelry industry. And so as I moved forward, I had some pauses, whether it was health challenges, family challenges, just life challenges, and recognized, okay, Lord, what are you doing here? And in that time, I just really developed and did the research for my business. And my husband and I opened up our jewelry business, our fashion business. It does so much more than just jewelry. It's all things accessory. Bijou Fine Fashions, and we were just hitting the ground running and having a great time. And it wasn't until we thought everything was going well, and we recognized that, hey, you know, there's going to be some slow. We want to slow down in some areas, just for some health challenges. And so when you recognize that, what do you do? So I was at a place where I had to not only look at the season I was in, but how can I prepare myself? How can I prepare myself for the next level? Because many times we just get so frustrated that we've been paused that we don't take the opportunity to make the best of the season that we're in. And so I come to motivate or inspire somebody that recognizes, maybe you started a business, maybe, you launched out into the deep, maybe you decided you wanted to do some things, and life puts you on pause. Finances, were on pause. Maybe, whatever your case may have been, maybe the people that said they were going to come alongside you and help you with that business decided to back out on you. Maybe, you were going to get approved for some money, and now you're being denied. Situations, I know everybody has experienced a pause dealing with COVID. So what are you going to do? Are you going to crawl under that rock and give it up? Or are you going to say, okay, during this season, what do I need to do? Do my research, find out about who my customer base is, who my audience is, do the research, find out what kind of products are out there. So I may not be able, to do the casual showings with my product, but guess what? Maybe I can do some things online. I can prepare my online presence. So it's being able to be prepared for that moment, because once that moment or that opportunity presents itself, you can't be trying to get ready. And if I can tell you one thing about business, that you have to always be ready for that moment. You never know when someone's going to come across your path that's ready to partner with you, invest in you, or as I say, is your butler or your baker. So they may be that person, that mouthpiece for you. Word of mouth, they remember you and they talk highly of you. Are you ready for being one or two opportunities away from somebody that can change your life? Are you prepared? So, many times we waste a season because of frustration. We waste a season because of the fact that we haven't taken the opportunity to do everything we can do while we're in the pause. And I had to ask myself, I had to ask myself, not only am I prepared, am I preparing myself, but also, can you be patient during the pause? So that just sounds like an oxymoron, because how can I be prepared but still be patient? And so those are a lot of times people get frustrated because we're so prepared. We're ready to birth something. We're ready to do something. We have all our ducks in line. We've crossed all our T's and dotted all of our I's, but yet and still nothing is moving. So can you be patient in the pause? Can you not get frustrated because you see somebody else moving forward and you say, wow, I started way before them? That's the one thing. I love social media, but the one thing that can frustrate business owners, entrepreneurs, creative people is that we get a chance to celebrate people and be excited about their success, but we also have to manage our emotions, because a lot of times our emotions will kill us, will kill our dreams, will kill our future, because we're sitting there and we can't manage our emotions. We have to be at the place where we understand that, guess what, regardless of where I'm at, I do understand that while I'm in this pause, this too shall pass. While I'm in this pause, I am preparing myself. While I'm in this pause, I'm learning patience, and patience will help me through this process, because I'm not going to always have the great victories. There are going to be times where I'm going to have valleys, and I'm going to have to be okay with the seasons that I'm in. So being patient, knowing that you can stand on the promise, the desire that's on the inside of you, it's going to come to pass. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so if we can control our emotions and understand that that win is coming, but are you really ready for what you think you want? And so I had to be honest with myself in some areas. We were ready for certain things, but I thank God for the pauses, because I wasn't ready for everything, and you only get one time to make a first impression. And so when you mess up that opportunity, sometimes it just closes the doors to other things that are supposed to be on the back of your first movement. You know, so it's important to understand the seasons that you're in and why you're being patient. You know, you're literally preparing but being patient. It's almost like holding this great secret in, and you're ready to bring it forth and you're ready to birth it. But sometimes pauses in your life cause you to be at a place where you have to be patient. And all of this leads up to my last little thing as I'm getting ready to get off here is to recognize that you have to be ready to push. If I have any mothers on the line, you know what it means to push that baby out. You know, you build up this time. You have all this anxious feelings and emotions and pain and labor and contractions and people not understanding what you're going through and doctors and nurses. And so you've been preparing 9 months. You know, hopefully the nursery is all set and ready to go. Don't be like myself with Dr. Troy. You know, he had to go home and fix up the nursery because the nursery wasn't prepared when my son was born. But hopefully you have everything prepared and see you're in the hospital and you're dealing with all this pain. You know, you've been patiently waiting, but now it's time to push. And sometimes we don't have the energy because, you know, we've gone through all the pain. We've gone through all the contractions. We've gone through all, you know, the people that said they were going to be there, the hurts and the pains and the denials and the setbacks, we call them, and the pauses. And so when it's time for you to push, you have to clear your mind and focus on what you're about to give birth to. So if I can leave you with anything else, this season is causing us to focus on what you're supposed to give birth to, regardless of all the noise and all the pain, all the pauses and all the time you waited. I need you to focus on what you're supposed to give birth to because it is going to be your season to push. And are you ready? Are you strong enough to push out what God has put on the inside of you? I pray that you are. That's how you push past the pause. You prepare, you patiently wait, but you have enough strength to be able to push when it's your season. I believe it's your moment. I believe that God is setting some things up for you so that you can have a blessing. I believe he's going to make it happen for you if you could just believe. I want you to be able to push past your pauses because trouble does not always last. And this too shall pass and you're going to come out of this season. But will you be ready for what is next? This is your girl, Dr. Trina. I just had a couple of things I wanted to share with you on today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're watching me on YouTube, please make sure that you like and subscribe and be able to hit the button, the notification button, so that you can find out when we have some more T2 Talks and you can join with us. I'm on YouTube at BU Dr. Trina Davis. And then if you're on Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook at Trina Davis. And then I'm also on Twitter as Pastor Trina Davis. And then lastly, I'm sorry, Pastor Trina. And then lastly, I am on Instagram as Pastor Trina Davis. So, again, I hope you enjoyed your time with Dr. Trina. And that is my time to make sure that you push past your pause.